Good evening, Trinidad and Tobago, and across the globe. Welcome to Real Talk Corner. Hadassa, how are you?
Hi, I am fine, thank you. How are you, Esther?
Welcome, everybody. This is Real Talk Corner, and it's where conversation sparks change. And right now, I don't know why her internet is having so much problem at her end, but we're going to get that rectified. But anyhow, how was your day? I trust you all had a wonderful weekend, and you entered the month of September, the best month in the year, gracefully and thankfully, giving God thanks that we have made it thus far. It has been challenging and it will continue to have challenges. But you got to be real with yourself. You got to know who you are. You got to not allow people to intimidate you. You got to stand strong in the midst of the chaos, in the midst of everything that is happening, in the midst of the confusion, and in the midst of the PNM trying to convince citizens that the government is not working on their behalf. It is so far from the truth. I know there are some issues, there are some concerns by a lot of people. It really doesn't concern me that much. I heard somebody asking if we are India. Well, we have a lot of Indian people, we have a lot of African people. And if the African people didn't avail themselves or didn't support the party, what do you expect? If the African people didn't support the United National Congress producer when they were in opposition, do you expect when they're in power that they would put you on boards to lead? Would you be carrying out their policy and agenda? Because you still have red all over your eyes, your nose, your ears. What is expected? Let us not fool ourselves and let us be frank and let us be real. Okay? If you were not supporting the yellow, let's put it there. Don't expect that you're going to get to lead the boards. And the boards under the PNM, whether they want to say they were Indian people, there was a mixture, hello. We would put the people who would carry out our agenda, all right? Because we have a plan. So you will get a mixture, but the leaders are going to be Indian. Remember, United National Congress Party is an Indian-based party. So let us not fool ourselves. Let us not pretend that we don't know what is going on. All right? So, and that has nothing to do with race. It has nothing, yes, it's a mixed society, but who are the ones that were supporting the United National Congress? So come on, all these old talks that you're seeing flying around over people's head and people talking about race and it's not about race. Well, it is about race. Let us not fool ourselves. It is about race. The PNM party, its base, it's of the African descent. The United National UNC party, its base, it's about the Indian descent. All right? So when the PNM win, and if they have, because there's a lot of Indian people in the PNM as well, who, let us not forget, is educated and is certified. But how much of our African people, we know there are those who are educated, they are certified, but how much of them are in the party that is totally certified, educated, and ready to hold those positions as chairman? Don't let that bother you. Let us just work together. Let us work together. Here could never be India. Here could never be Africa. Here could never be China. It's a mixture of all of us. And we are all citizens, or should I say human beings, created by God. So let's stop those foolish talk now. Let's get to the real deal. What is happening in our country today? One thing I'm thankful for is that the breath of God is in my lungs. So I'm alive and I'm well. And for those of you who are alive and well, you should be thankful. That's the first thing. We know a lot of us are financially challenged because a lot of us have not been working. I have not been working for more than a year. But of course, I'm a business entrepreneur. I leave the States and I came here and I haven't been able to get a job until now. Okay. And I'm thankful to my prime minister and to my minister who has allowed me to be in a job today. All right. But it didn't happen just like that. I have been supporting the United National Congress. And let me say this, if I see they're doing nonsense, I'll call them out. I may not come here and call them out because, hey, we don't wash our dirty linens in public. We're not supposed to do that. PNM don't do it, but only now that they're doing it because, you know, why? They can't help it because everybody is seeing them for who they are. I had a conversation this evening, and you know, I continue to say that the PNM party is not for the African people. They put up a front. The PNM party is ruled by the 1%. All right? It is not an African party. It is not for the African people. They do not seek the welfare or the betterment of the African people. As a matter of fact, you stand a better chance as an African supporting the UNC because they look after everyone. When UNC wins, everybody wins. And who don't like it, suck it up. All right? Because that's the truth. If you feel you're not winning yet, you have to wait. You don't expect a party to come into governance and in 4 months, going on 5 months, everybody's going to win. When the people who always supported before mash up the place, take it down the gutter, doing all kind of madness, and you expect everything to just fall into place. No. And if you can't wait, well, I am sorry, you have no choice. We all have to wait until better is going to be done. So I want to encourage people. Listen, Penny, who is now in my book, Ascent, could talk from now until she died, because we all have to die. She could talk the nonsense that she has been talking until she died. The truth of the matter is, when she talk about who waiting for a year and 2 years, I keep saying she's talking about herself and her colleagues because they are the one who have been there and have the audacity to talk about we, the UNC, don't care about all you. Who's the all you she talking about? The PNM supporters? Well, they are the ones who supposed to care about you all. They didn't have on Sunday, it was, they have bash all over the place, Independence Party and Independence. You African people who cannot open your eyes to see and your ears to hear, continue. Why they didn't take that money? They had all that function and all that to give you parents who need what you call books and book bag for your children. Why they didn't do that? Why didn't they give you all books or give you checks or give you grant? No, they had big bash. You know why? You know why they had the big bash? To fool you all. The money that they spend there, they should have buy book bags and books and those what you call it, pens and pencils, stationaries. They should have bought that and give it to you all. So save me with the BS. All right? Those of you who want to stand up and talk foolishness, save me with that. Because you don't stand a chance with the PNM. The PNM is a 1% party. It's not for the African people. And like I said before, we are thankful. Those of us who are conscious of liberty, conscious of freedom, conscious of who we are, we support the United National Congress. Why? Because we know we stand a better chance than looking to suffer under the hands of the PNM. All right? So people, let us get ourselves together. I think my co-host is here. I don't think she's all right. She is here. So welcome to my beautiful bubbly co-host, Hadassa. You know, I can't help it that you have these bubbly cheeks. You look like, you know what they used to call it? Jub jub. The jub jub cheeks. You just want to hold it. Yes. How are you, girl? How was your day?
I'm good. I'm good. I had a good day. My grandmother used to say I look healthy, so I don't know if that's what you mean, but it's good to
Very
be
healthy.
on. I feel a little frustrated because of the internet situation. It's really been getting to me, but
All
I
right.
hope that we would have some grace tonight and that it would work a little better. You guys hearing me?
Yes, loud and clear.
Okay, that's great. How are you doing, Esther?
Yeah, I'm doing good. I had a very long day today from Port of Spain to Maruga. Back, it was, I actually just got inside a little while, didn't even get to eat anything, but I had to start, but it's all good. It was about business and, getting things done. So I'm actually very excited despite the challenges that is there, the financial
Indeed.
challenges. I think most of us have those challenges now, especially those of us who haven't been able to have our business functioning under the past regime, who just didn't care, especially under the COVID. Those of us who lost our property, lost vehicles, and is trying to put ourselves back together. I had a conversation with someone today, and I mean, the only thing, they had frustration so much that they wanted to commit suicide. All right? The only thing they haven't done is to kill themselves because of the financial stress. This BNM government has put us under really just rub it in. Just think about this. You have a loan. You haven't been able to pay for a certain amount of months. So let's say your loan is 150,000 or 200,000. You're owing about 40,000 because you haven't been able to pay. And they will tell you, find the 40,000, come and clear the arrears, and then they will look to refinance. Does that really make sense? It makes absolutely no sense. Talk to me, Hadassa. Does that make sense? If you're owing and you can't find a way to pay, you go to get refinance. They're telling you to get the arrears and bring it, and then they refinance. It seems as though I lost my co-host. Okay. Yes, but people, put it in the comment. If you are going through financial difficulties to pay your loan, and you go to your financial institution, you tell them, listen, this is what is happening. I need to get a refinance. You come up with a plan, you have something that you can put on the table. And even if you doesn't have something to put on the table, as long as you have a job, I think it would be easier if they clear off everything for you and give you one major loan. Some of us, we take loan from here to pay there. We take loans from there to pay over there. And so we go on. So you get yourself in a jam. So you really can't come out, right? And they refuse to refinance the loan without you trying to get, telling you to get money and clear that. Does that really make sense? You don't get in, and the months fly so quickly. So you're running into more and more debts. Your salary coming and you're trying to service here, there. You have your family to see about your paying or rent, as the case may be. And I'm talking about people who are in a good job too, but they get themselves in some difficulty. Oh, for God's sake, you all sit down with your customer, your client, and work something out, but no, you're not going to do it. And in most times it's because it's an African client. Let me say this. Some people wouldn't like to hear what I'm saying, but this is the fact. If you're black in this country, well, quapo smoke your pipe. If you're a French Creole, high color, you might stand a little chance. And if you're Indian, well, you're in a better position. Whether you have the same situation like mine or not, you're in a better situation. And if you're Syrian and Chinese, well, you don't have nothing to worry about. That's the situation with us here in Trinidad. All right? That is the situation. So they can't fool me. They might be able to fool some of you. And the PNM didn't do anything about it for the African community. So what? What we expect? We are at the mercy of this government who pledged that when UNC win, everybody win. We are at their mercy to help us. And that is the real truth. It is the real truth. So let's take a break. We'll be right back.
Good evening, Trinidad and Tobago, and of course the globe. Welcome to Real Talk Corner. Hadassa, how are you?
Hi.
across the globe. Welcome to Real Talk Corner. Hadassa, how are you?
Hi, I am fine, thank you. How are you, Esther?
Good evening, Trinidad and Tobago, and across the globe. Welcome to Real Talk Corner. Hadassa, how are you?
Hi, I am fine, thank you. How are you, Esther?
Could you believe that? Send them home around the time when they should be buying books and uniform. All you really feel them people care for you, boy? Huh? And now you have to be begging and pleading the book grant already. There are so many constituencies where people waiting a year, 2 years. You can't get your pension. You can't get your public assistance. They have no officer. In addition to the fact, and the CPEP workers, unemployed, no job, and they go to social welfare and they're telling you, nah, not for CPEP workers, not for reforestation workers, all you can qualify. You really feel that would have happened under the People's National Movement? Never. So I want to, as I wrap up, people, you have the opportunity to compare.
Welcome back to Trinidad and Tobago. Well, you think that would happen under the PNM? When they sent home over 6,000 Petrotrin workers, you all remember what month it was? It was in the month of August, right? People had books to buy for their children. PNM would never, how much things PNM would never did that was done? How much? The people didn't get a pension for a year, 2 years, have people going there up and down. It was under the PNM. Who it was under? It wasn't under the United National Congress. They forget. She gone boozled. She forgot when Petrotrin was closed down, what month it was in 2018. She forgot. Who did it? Was it the UNC? UNC would have never done that. They would have never closed down Petrotrin in the first place. They would have never done that. So when Penny want to talk, go back and check what your prime minister did. Check it. You used to sit down inside of that parliament like you're dead. You wasn't concerned. You wasn't even listening. Because how could you come and say something like that? Hadassa, you recall?
They would never close down Petrotrin. They would never charge property tax. They would never. But the reality is something very different. You know, I'm very curious as to what the PNM smoke they come on the platform to talk because sometimes I need something like that and as strong as that to be delusional to make it through life sometimes. But it really makes me wonder if Penny thinks that the PNM has been in opposition for 2 years. Because if people waiting for book grants and if people waiting for pension for 2 years, whose fault is that? And
I
why
would
is
like to
it
know.
now that they feel it is okay to lay all their incompetencies at the feet of the UNC as if the people would not remember? They say you could fool some of the people some of the time, but you can't fool all of the people all of the
All of the
time.
time.
If people who support the PNM still insist on eating up this hogwash, then I think then you are just doomed to live in a cycle of being lied to, of being betrayed, and of never having your promises materialize, right? I feel like it is only fair to give the new administration sufficient time to get settled sufficient time to read the next budget and see what is in there and see what policies will be implemented, see what things are going to be done in the economy that will be geared towards keeping the promises that they made on the campaign trail. I think it is early days yet to start to say that this is a failure and all you see, they can't run the country because this is the narrative that is being spread, right? And I think it's very important that we push back. And I have a slightly different feeling that I understand that a lot of people who voted for the United National Congress this last election were PNM. They were PNM supporters who were fed up, who were tired of being lied to, who were fed up and tired of not seeing anything happening in their lives, not having any.
I always say, to me, he has not been the father of this nation. But clearly I could say that Mrs. Kamala Prasad Visesa is the mother of this nation because of her heart. You see her. You see this woman always mingling with the citizens, mingling with the children, always going out, reaching out to people who are hurting. All right? As far as I'm concerned, Dr. Eric Williams, he created more monsters. And all the leaders in the PNM after him has become monsters. And for the PNM supporters who doesn't want to admit that, too bad for you guys. But check it out. Producer, you think they all, let's start from Eric Williams, come down. My young brother here, you really believe, have you heard anything about Dr. Eric Williams and what he has done for this country that was significant?
Rowley says independence.
Independence. So he bought us independence. Independence of what?
The nation only start when a black man take up power.
Oh, okay. Independence. So we became independent of what? What we became, what do we have to show as having independence? Because he dismantled the train, they shut down Caroni Limited. There is so much that we could talk about. They run this place, it's only corruption. As far as I could see, it's only corruption. The PNM, to me, is my opinion, is a cult. And people who are under their wings, they only succeed if you do what they want you to do. And that is not the African Party, eh? That is not the African Party, I'm telling you all. They do not support the African people. They have allowed the 1% to take the African people wealth without any kind of remorse. They're digging out our eyes. Up to now, we have so much African family who are feeling the brunt of what the PNM have allowed to happen, especially where oil royalties are concerned, especially where that is concerned. And not only there, they took your land, they do you all kind of stuff, and you had nothing to get, nothing to say. But you know who have the riches? The 1%. Of course, some of the Indian people have because they were smarter than some of us. They were able to buy us out, or they didn't thief it from us. They didn't thief it from us, but the 1% wealth was stolen. What they have belongs to us. That is why PNM need to pay us all. We need reparation from the PNM, all the African people. We need them to pay us because they haven't done, listen to me, they have plenty things to talk about, you know. But I haven't gotten the release to talk about it yet. But all you would hear some of the things that PNM has done to the African community in Trinidad and Tobago, and also in some cases the Indian community. This is why they pulled themselves together and they came together, support each other, and we need to learn from them. If we could learn from them, we would be a better, stronger, and more supportive community. But we're not doing that. We're only studying to talk about what the PNM didn't do and what the UNC have to do. That's all we're doing. We need to check ourselves because I'm telling you, as Hadassa said, we haven't given this government any time to breathe. It is only 4 months. What it is, all you want. Listen, the UNC in 2015 leave how many schools that was building. The PNM for 10 years never touched one of those schools. You have the Pre-Sal High, you have the one in Mova. Listen, they have schools all over the place. The university in Debe, they never move one stroke to do anything to finish those schools for the children. And here that's Dolly talking about what we doing, what the UNC doing for the children to go back out to school. Dolly, you didn't think about that when you was in power and was the Minister of Education? Didn't you think about that? Or was it just your family and friends you were helping? So you thought you were doing the world. But many of our citizens were suffering, many of them. So you all need to shut up, sit down, shut up, hush up, whatever you want to call it, and leave the United National Congress government to run this country. They would show you all within the next 2 years what and how to get this country back in order. It is coming. Everything my prime minister do, all you have something to say. We are into greener pastures. Greener pastures. It is coming. People, we just have to wait a little bit. It is coming. Step by step, day by day, one day at a time. It is going to get better. Just remember what the PNM put you through. Don't go back. You see what they did for you on Sunday? They threw a fete. Why didn't they put up tents and bring books and bags and uniforms and ask the parents to come with their children and give them out on Sunday? That would have been something great. No, or you throw a party all over the place. Well, they say Trinidadians love to fete, all right? So all you was fetting all your life away. All who drink and had a good time. And all you come back to reality now, and then you're going back on the United National Congress government. Please, please. You saw what our Prime Minister did in her constituency. Over 200 children, bags and stationaries and books was given to them. And a lot of the constituency that is run by the United National Congress have been doing that to help out the parents until we get things sorted out. So all who have a problem with that, all you continue to complain. I agree, and I am saying that the Prime Minister, together with the ministers, do not bother about who talking, because at the end of the day, you all will have to eat up your words and come back and thank her for what she have done. You have to eat it up. Don't worry, a little suffering now, and it's not no major suffering because everybody getting help. All the constituencies are giving out books. Why the PNM constituency don't do that? No, they want throw party for all you. Let's take a break.
Good evening, Trinidad and Tobago, and across the globe. Welcome to Real Talk Corner. Hadassa, how are you?
Hi, I am fine, thank you. How are you, Esther?
Good evening, Trinidad and Tobago, and across the globe. Welcome to Real Talk Corner. Hadassa, how are you?
Hi, I am fine, thank you. How are you, Esther?
Welcome back, Trinidad and Tobago, and all those who are viewing. Listen, we need to get real. Play that clip again from a producer. All right, play it, and then we go to that. No volume.
When they should be buying books and uniform. All you really feeling people care for you, boy? Huh?
They really feel sure. Let us show them the school in Mova. Yes, you see how they care? Because PNM leave the school, and who continued it? Did they shut the UNC government shut it down? No, because they care about the children of this nation. They care about the future. Or else they would have done just what PNM did when they got into power. They left all the structures that the United National Congress government would have put in place and was 50% complete, in some cases 75% complete, and they left it. Or you really think the PNM care about you all? Look, The PNM started the school, and this government, this present government, the United National Congress government, is continuing the school project. All right. Just imagine this. Look at it. And remember this, the United National Congress broke down the school and started the project. Okay? And the PNM didn't do nothing. But they so think the people in Mova Lavender stupid. Just before the election, they started to bring it together. Right? Just after 8-9 years, then they started to do something for the children. And here it is, the United National Congress is continuing the project. Why? Because they care. Penny, if you didn't know, the Prime Minister of this country, the only woman who cares about the people and the citizens and the children of this country, they're continuing the school in a PNM constituency, not in a UNC constituency. Or you're so bad mind and wicked, or you need to shut up. Because for 8-9 years, you did nothing, your government did nothing. And just before election, that is what all you always do. You try to say you're doing something, or we're finishing the school so you could get the people's vote. But here is the great part. The UNC continues because why? We care. We care about the citizens. We care about the children. My Prime Minister cares. So when you want to talk about who cares, remember to say, Mrs. Kamala Prasad-Bissessar, our Prime Minister, cares about, I think that's what she really wanted to say, no producer, but there was a slip. She really wanted to say, our Prime Minister cares about the people. She's continuing the school in Mova. So when you want to talk facts. Don't go there and propaganda. Talk facts. How many years that school started and you didn't do anything, right? And here we must reject attempts to divide us and guard the truth of our nation's journey. No amount of spin can undo the facts. Trinidad and Tobago history stands firm, and so must we. It is unfortunate that we are led in our absentia by a silent, unpatriotic Prime Minister who cannot stand on her own words. However, as always, the nation can depend on the PNM. Which PNM? Because she had a girl, she have any kind of shame. Penny, you should be ashamed of yourself to make that statement. Which PNM? Well, listen to me, Trinidad and Tobago. Let us stand united with the United National Congress government, because this Prime Minister is the one who cares. She cares about you all. Putting Penny back anywhere, even as a leader of the opposition, is a waste of time. A total waste of time. It's better all you go and eat the bread the devil need than to put Penny and the PNM to do anything for you. Go and eat the bread the devil need. And if you don't want the bread the devil need, come and stand with Kamala Prasad-Bissessar, because there is good things in store. She is going to fix this country together with her ministers, because of course she alone can do it. And she needs our support. All right? And when you see the ministers doing wrong, send her a note. She's going to fix it, because she made it very clear. She is not going to condone ministers who come there with their own agenda. Trust me, she is not going to. She is fighting for us. So let us stand with her. Not that nonsense. They want to talk because there wasn't an independence parade. The money that was supposed to be spent to do that was spent to help our citizens, our children, to go back to school. Was spent to help our parents to pay their bills. Not the nonsense you all talking. Penny and the rest of them, all you need to really go and pray now. Now is what you all need to do. Go and pray and ask God for mercy for all the wrong you all have done to the citizens of this country, and all whose pocket was full. I wonder if Penny pocket start to get full and overflowing. So that's why she's making those statements. Maybe her pocket is overflowing, so she don't have time with the citizens. You come in with a set of untruth. Those things are not correct. How those things could be correct? You all have been there just 4 months ago, and you talking about situation a year and 2 years ago? Come on, man. Because all they start to build one school in Mova, in all your own constituency, you all are not doing anything. Give out books, go and get books. Since CPEP and URP is all your problem. Go and give the parents some books for the children in your constituency that all you want. And I am certain that in those constituencies, our shadow MPs are working and helping the parents and their children. So stop fooling yourself, because you ain't fooling nobody, eh? You ain't fooling nobody. The PNM supporters who came and voted for the United National Congress to allow us to win, we appreciate you all. And let me say something. Hold on. It's going to get better because they wasn't taking care of you all. So now, just wait. Things is going to happen. And all the talk they're talking, carnival around the corner, and we will see what's going to happen. So let us continue to be strong. Let us continue to support our Prime Minister and her cabinet, her team, and we know it is going to get better. I think my co-host was shut out for good, and it's unfortunate. I know she had a lot to speak about, but we will continue. Let's take a break again, producer.
Good evening, Trinidad and Tobago, and of course the globe. Welcome to Real Talk Corner. Hadassa, how are you?
Hi, I am fine, thank you. How are you, Esther?
Good evening, Trinidad and Tobago, and of course the globe. Welcome to Real Talk Corner.
As far as I'm concerned, everything is in a mess. Everybody was just sitting down, and the PNM was doing what they want, and nobody was complaining. So hello, it's not that we're going to do what we want, we're going to do what is needed, and we're going to make sure that things is fixed, that things is changed, that we don't have the same kind of wastage that we have had over the years under the PNM. So now we are going to do things differently. Have some patience. You got to pray. You got to wait. We're going to wrap up early tonight because, there is, a lot happening with my co-host, and she's not here with me. And when she's not here with me, I feel lonely. Listen, but the truth is, until Thursday, God's willing, we are going to come with some more information, and we want people to be aware of the fact that what Penny and they are saying, you all know. If you search, you all know it is not the truth. It is not the truth. So you've got to do things differently. You've got to think differently. You need to recharge and rethink your mind. And go to your MPs. Well, I can't say the PNM MPs. They will tell you that they're not in power and they have no money. But they had plenty money Sunday for Independence to throw a big bang in what? Hey, in what you call it, Eddie Hard Ground and other places. They had plenty money to do that. And if they was real and they cared about you all,
But can that doctor is not calling him with say this government broke? How they spend 120,000 for his
and they care about you all, they would have done different. $120,000 for a FET, and the former Minister of Finance said the government broke, right? So all you put 2 and 2 together now and make it be 6, because I don't think 2 and 2 is 4, right? He said the government broke, there was no money. So where they get $120,000? All you hear that? $120,000 to throw fat for you to come and dance and wind up and gyrate, yeah, and drink. Where they get that money from? And they should have been helping you all. You don't think so? She's saying that the Prime Minister don't care about you all. But here it is. They took $120,000 to have some kind of foolish fete. To do what? Ease detention? The detention ease? Because when all they went back home this week, school going on open. So what they should have done is get some book bags, get some books, get some uniforms, and go to the different constituency that is under their purview and hand out to the parents and the children. Give them some little grants or some little something to help a little $300, $500. When it's election time, they just know to do those things. But they couldn't do that on Sunday, and then they talk about independence. What we independent of? Their foolishness? Come on, we really need to get independent of them and the dotishness. So I want to encourage you all, stop letting garbage fill all your mind by the PNM. Please think for yourself. Be realistic. Listen carefully. Do not take chain up. The PNM doesn't like you all. My opinion is PNM is like a cult, a real cult. They have the clique of people that they look after. And you all, especially you poor people and African people, you all are the puppets for them to get on how they're getting on now. They don't care about you all. So please, change your thoughts. Renew your mind. Come and let us reason, not in the PNM camp, but in the United National camp, where the political leader is now our Prime Minister, a woman of grace, a woman of stature, a woman of compassion, a woman of love and care. We couldn't get a better person. Yes, and remember, she's a human being too. So if she make errors, we all do make errors. But you know what? She's always quick to get up and say, she's sorry. Didn't she say that before? She is sorry, but she is not the same woman that she was 10 years ago. So rest assured that this time around, when she say when UNC win, everybody win, everybody wins. Everybody's going to win. Just have patience. A little patience. Go to one of our minister's office or MP's office and tell them about your situation. Not in the PNM camp, because they don't have nothing. They spend the 120,000 on Sunday. After the former finance minister said we was broke, the government is broke. They managed to get that and they spend it. So if you go to their office, they will tell you they really don't have none now. If they was broke before, well, now they're in pieces, right? So let us go to an MP who cares, who is under the United National Congress umbrella, and tell them what is going on with you. Be truthful, be real, and I guarantee you, you are going to get some help, okay? So let us continue to support our mother of this nation, our Prime Minister, a woman of care and compassion, a woman who loves us all. And like she said always, we would never find another Prime Minister like her in this world. So thank you. God bless you. You all have a wonderful night. Rest. Be safe. We're going to be back on Thursday. I have said it. You have heard it. Now it's up to you. Put two and two together and see who is real, who care, and who doesn't care for you. You figure that out. Until Thursday, God's blessings to each and every one of you. Things is getting better.